the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, a good Tuesday evening to everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the PRO Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series. 360 sprint cars tonight from Pevely, Missouri, I55, Federated Auto Parts Speedway, however you want to name it. Tight little track. You get around here quick. I don't care what car you're in. You get around here real fast. This thing will slick off real quick, and it becomes a topside track, and it is very interesting to watch the guys sling the sprint cars around here. Wanted to get the show started a few minutes early this evening, and you're welcome, Mr. Eder. Want to let everybody know about the live show tonight and then 2 shows tomorrow night. The General Tires Winter Nationals, presented by Tim Sims, powered by iRacing, and hosted by the Dirt Slingers Wednesday Night Warriors Big Block Modified Series, wraps up season number 5 tomorrow night. The boys will be at Knoxville, and that's 8 o'clock Eastern. Dominic Santino will have the call for you. And then we're still kind of trying to work that out as to who's going to have the call for the brand new series that will be over on the Dirt Slingers Racing League's agenda. And right here on the Dirt Racing Network, it is a new series from right here at the I-55 Speedway. The Lucas Smith Chrysler Centers I-55 Pro Late Model Series. These guys are going to go for 10 weeks starting tomorrow night in the Pro Late Models open setups. They will have a little practice session, qualifying, heat races, and the top 2 from every heat race will go into a pole dash for the feature for the evening. And then they will have a 40-lap feature every single night. They will go 10 straight weeks here. And then after that 10 weeks, that series will switch cars and come right back to I-55. There's a lot of local sponsors: Red's Tavern, Waking and Casey, the I-55 Lawyers. A lot of local sponsors on that thing, and it is shaping up to be a great series. So make sure at 9:30 Eastern you are ready to watch that. If you want to be a driver, go over to dirtslingersracing.com and register. Hit the join button, and the I-55 series, fill out the app. They'll get you processed before race time. They will shut down taking applications right around the 8 o'clock Eastern mark. And they will not resume those until midnight for the following week. 21 drivers have checked in here tonight. These guys off into the season. 8 races into the season. 4 for each series. This is round number 5. And right now, Casey Miller has a 12-point gap over Joe Reuter. And it is 20 points back to Trevor Hinker. It is 28 points back to Josh Gerlach. And it is 32 points. Make it 42 points, 42 points to Nick Cohan. That's your top 5 in the sprint cars. Your overall championship, both series combined right now, Joe Reuter has a 17-point lead over Casey Miller. He has a 20-point lead over Josh Gerlach. He has a 45-point lead over Nick Cohan. And John Borst is 146 points back. So not out of the realm with the drop weeks, but that is a lot to make up, and I don't know that he's going to be able to do that. And then if you look over at the Pro Late Models, Garrett Boyd has a very slim 8-point lead over Joe Reuter in second, and a 12-point lead over Josh Gerlach, 23 over Nick Cohan, and Robert Lynn, 26 markers back in the top 5 for both of those. So everything's still kind of close. The overall, that's the one everybody wants, but the individual series champs, pretty proud of what they have accomplished. And right now, your series champ from last season in the 360 Sprint Cars, Casey Miller, still leading the points into the series again this year. So we'll look to see what Mr. Miller can do. We get to see him 2 or 3 nights a week here on the network, and this by far the night where he shines the most. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're over on Facebook, go over to the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page, like, share, and follow. And if you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit subscribe. You'll know each and every time we go live. Around 8 shows per week over 5 nights. This Thursday night, next Thursday night, and the following Thursday night, so for the rest of April, on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll be covering the Power I Series, the wingless sprint cars. That series has 3 races left, and they have asked us to pick those last 3 races up, so we will be glad to do so and take care of those guys. That was a different series last season, and we only covered a couple of races for those guys towards the end of their season when conflicts arose with their broadcasting company. They had something else they ended up double booking, but it used to be the Hoosier Open Wheel Series. Now it's the Power I Sprint Car Series. So be sure to check those guys out with us on Thursday night at 8 Eastern. And then we'll be back to our regular programming Sunday, I believe we have off. I'm not sure if Hales Corners does or not, and I don't know if the Down and Dirty guys have Easter Sunday off, but we will definitely let everybody know. We'll pop a post up on the Facebook page and let you know if there's going to be any racing on Sunday. And then we'll get around to next Monday night, and that will be championship night for both of the Dirt Slingers Sprint Car Series. The Monday Night Thunder and the 360 Wingless will wrap up their seasons and get ready to go into hibernation for a few weeks while they set up their next ones. But a lot of racing to be had. I know there's a lot out on the weekends. We tried to cover some last weekend, and man, did it get cold, and we just could not stay live all night. We actually ended up going and parking the truck in the tailgate area and sitting there watching the feature for the sprint car guys, and it was still kind of cool with the windows down, listening to the cars go around. It got down to about 37 degrees, and that's just a little chilly. Whether you're watching or racing, that's just a little bit on the cold side. So we had to abort the rest of the mission on that one. 22 drivers now checked in. I see Chase Austin in the server. So full field tonight. They have a 30-lap A main after heat races and consolation races. Got about 5 minutes left in the practice session. In about 3 minutes, we're going to go trackside for opening ceremonies. And we'll come back and watch the boys qualify. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody pop up too much in the chat. I saw Jordan Eder over on YouTube ask some questions. Be sure you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from this evening. If you got a favorite driver, name drop just a little bit. I don't know if he is on watching yet or not, but a big shout out to Tim Nichols up at Tim Sims. I'm going to try to get a hold of him tomorrow. We got some things to work out so we can wrap up the big block series, and then he is going to be on board with that new series that is kicking off for Pro Late Models over at I55 on the weekly series. So Tim around everywhere. I don't know. He might be over at DOB tonight, trying to run with those guys. But I think they are clearing the track for the drivers' meeting. That means we got about 2 minutes until it is time for our invocation, our national anthem, and we will get ready for qualifying. Big Tuesday night here. Every Tuesday night a big night. And these guys put on a heck of a show. I don't care what car they're in. They put on a heck of a show. Things got a little rough and tumble at USA last week in the late models, but I think all that is under the bridge now. And these guys are going to be getting at it hot and heavy. Ready to go. Nope, 23 drivers. Finally starting to see some drivers start to pop in here. Our points leader here, he is third quick tonight. Joe Reuter down in 15th. So your overall points leader, 15th fastest tonight in the sprint car. But it is just about time for us to head over to public address and let them kick off the evening. So we will send it down when we come back. The guys will be getting ready to go to qualifying. We'll watch as much of qualifying as we can, and we'll get ready for heat races. So sit back and enjoy the number one song in the US of A.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, so big thank you to the Foley boys. I guess the microphone was off. As always, thank them for their contribution. Another driver check-in during our pre-race ceremony. So we'll have 24 drivers in the server this evening as they get ready for qualifying. Casey Miller will be the first to roll out onto the speedway. Other drivers now joining him. But we're going to watch Casey Miller here post a lap on the clock for the first time. And around he comes, Casey Miller. 10:79, his first lap. Immediately bumped out Terry Mustard, 10:70. Second lap, not quicker as Mustard puts one down. DeBarro on the clock. DeBarro was 6th quick on his first lap. Second lap, tied for the top, but the thousandths of a second relegate him to position number 2. Robbie Schaefer not having a good go of it right there. Let's watch Chase Austin, the 111 car. Garrett Boyd timing in 6th. Casey Miller down to 5th. Josh Gerlach up to 4th. Joe Reuter in 3rd. We'll see where Miller times in. There goes Andrew Haberman. 3-way tie at the top, 10:70, but the thousandths of a second separating. 1, 2, and 3 on the speed chart. Right now, Mr. Austin, quarter second off, 10:96. Right, Buehler's been getting faster and faster. He goes to the top of the board, 10:66 for his first lap. So quick time out of the 07 car. And he is going to shut it down right there. Waiting to see if Haynes, Cohan, Cox, or Grease end up taking time. None of those cars out onto the speedway at the moment. So Ryan Buehler goes out at the end of qualifying and goes quick time at 10.66 seconds. Terry Mustard 10:70. DeBarro 10:70. Haberman 10:70. 10:75 for Joe Reuter. So less than half a tenth between 1st and 5th. Cohan out on the track. His first lap moves him to 11th. We'll see what he can do on lap number 2. As he is good with 11th quick, and he just goes ahead and shuts it down. Nobody else looking like they are going to take any time here. So nothing new to report. We will get ready to head for heat races. And they're going to line up like this for heat race number 1, J.P. Scheiderer. On to the pole, the 5 car, and then Casey Miller on his outside, the 05. The 68 of Andrew Haberman will start inside row number 2. Next to your quick qualifier for the evening, Ryan Bueller in the 07. Robert Lynn, the 2 car, inside row number 3, next to the 111 of Chase Austin. And then Eric Mueller in the 31 starts next to Peyton Grease in the 92 on your 4th and final row for heat race number 1. So, the 5J of Scheiderer. Looks like they just pulled it out of the salvage yard. Grabbed a can of spray paint, slapped a number on it. Well, he is ready to go. I don't know what Peyton Grease is doing, but he has not gridded the 92 car. Showed up pretty late to the server, so we'll see if he's going to actually make it out or not. All right, driver's waiting to roll out. There is the 92 car of Peyton Grease. OPG. Got smacked around a little last night by yours truly over at Charlotte. Unfortunate incident. Did not know the car was there. Squeezed him right into the fence. All right, pace truck heading in. We're ready to go to green. Scheiderer and Miller. First time at I-55 for these guys, and the green flag is underway. PRO, Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series. Miller sliding right up to second. Oh, Bueller comes around. He got into Miller. No cautions in the heat races. And Bueller right in and right through. Casey Miller. Miller loses 2 spots. He goes from 2nd to 4th. As Robert Lynn got around him as well. Grease is up to 5th. Mueller, Austin, Haberman off track as Haberman got the short end of the deal with Bueller and Miller's incident. 6 to go this time around. Gonna make it 5 to go. They get around here quite quickly. Scheiderer 1 second out in front of Bueller. Bueller found the fence in turn 4 there. That brings Lynn and Miller right back to him. We're going to keep our eyes on the battle for 2nd and 3rd because those 3 transfer spots are all you get directly to the A main tonight, and they are 2nd and 3rd with 4th place. Right there, he almost went 3 wide. Casey Miller did. Bueller's car seems to be hurt. He's going to let those 2 go by. Lynn and Miller. Now 2nd and 3rd racing side by side. 2 to go this time out of turn number 4. 2.4 seconds for Scheiderer. Lynn trying to hold off Miller. Bueller now trying to get back in the mix. Has a handle on the 7 machine. But the white flag is out. And the last time around, it's going to be Scheiderer winning Heat 1. He'll take Robert Lynn and Casey Miller to the A main with him. Peyton Grease in 4th. Ryan Bueller, Eric Mueller, Chase Austin, and Andrew Haberman rounding out the field. So we'll move on. We'll get ready for heat number 2. It's going to be the 21 of Nick Cohan on the pole next to the 21 of Garrett Boyd. 20 of Joe Roeder starting inside row number 2 next to the 0 of Terry Mustard Jr. John Borst will start the 86 car on the inside of the 3rd row with Robbie Schaefer in the 10 on his outside. And the final row in the 2nd heat race this evening, Daniel Walker, the 74 inside, and Jason Haynes, the 26, on the outside. So your overall points leader, right there in that blue and white number 20. Green flag in the air. Heat 2 underway. Cohan grabbed to the point. Boyd tucked in behind him. Boyd's going to look to the inside. Out of 4 for the first time. Boyd almost got there, but Cohan's able to hold him off. Now Boyd's going to fall in behind. Will he get off the middle or the bottom and go to the top side? Mustard was closing in. Now Boyd goes top shelf. Mustard is third. Reuter is back in fourth, and he's only about 4 or 5 car lengths behind. Borst and Schaefer side by side. That's fifth and sixth. They're almost 3 wide that time out of turn 4. Jason Haynes right in the mix. Daniel Walker riding shotgun. He is 8th. Way back on the field, but up in the front. Top 2 have started to break away from Terry Mustard. They're both up on the top side. And right now, Garrett Boyd really putting the pressure on Cohan. As Cohan down the backstretch. Couple of car lengths. He picked up some space that time out of 2. 4 laps to go. Mustard is still third. Reuter a distant 4th. We're going to go back to the front. Right now, it is all Cohan. He's got about 2.5, 3 car cushion. They'll come around this time. It's going to be 2 to go. Clicking off laps in the 1092 range. As the white flag will come out over our second heat race. This time Boyd goes for the slider. He didn't get it there. Cohan's going to hang on, banking it off the fence. He'll win heat 2. Boyd a close second, and Terry Mustard will hang on for third. Borst, Haynes, Reuter, Schaefer, and Walker will round out the heat 2 field. So we'll head around and we will look at the starting grid. For our third heat race, should be the final one of the evening. It's going to be the 03 of Robert Mueller on the pole next to Jerry Watkins in the 011. Josh Gerlach will start the 71 car on the inside of row number 2 next to his teammate Anthony DeBarro in the 27. And then it'll be Trevor Hinker, the 24, inside row number 3 with Joe Kennedy in the 4 car on his outside. And Bill Coy will start the 63 on the inside of the 4th row. And he'll have Josh Cox next to him. And I don't think Cox is going to make the call. Looks like they're rolling away. And Cox did not come out. So 7 cars in this one, still taking 3. Go to the feature. Pace truck is in. The green flag is out. Mueller did not get a good start off the point, but he's going to jump to the lead down the backstretch. Now, slide job coming. The 11 of Watkins went right at him. It looks like these two going to trade sliders back and forth, and that time a door slam. Here comes Gerlach on the inside of Watkins. That's per second. Gerlach takes it away. Watkins back to 4th. They were almost 3 wide. Behind that, DeBarro and Hinker going at it. Hinker was down the bottom. That time Watkins finds a fence on the outside. That lets Hinker and DeBarro both get around. So Gerlach in a second. DeBarro right behind him. DeBarro trying to work the bottom, and now Mueller with a slip on the top. That brings everybody together. 5 laps to go, and DeBarro, a podium run last week in the late models at USA, and he's going to go for the point here and try to win heat race number 3. Got the lead that time with 4 to go. Mueller still working the high side, just not quite enough momentum. He goes wide in 3 and 4, gets the run off, but this time DeBarro able to clear by a full car length. Now Gerlach looking to the inside. He goes slider line on Mueller. Doesn't have it yet. Lap and a half to go. DeBarro out front. Mueller second. Gerlach third. Mueller tried to shut the slider line off, and he couldn't get there. Now Gerlach has second as we take the white flag. DeBarro going to win Heat 3, and it looks like Mueller is going to hang on for second. Gerlach will take the final transfer spot. Hinkert, Watkins, Kennedy, and Coy will round out the field. It's called Pretend Racing Online. All right, so I think we're going to a C main as the lights come up around the speedway. Schaefer, Coy, Haberman, and Walker. Cox scheduled to be in. I do not think Josh Cox is going to make the call for this. He did not make the call for his heat race. I will be surprised if he gets out there for this. I think all 4 cars are going to transfer through. You see the one of Robbie Schaefer flash onto the screen. That's Haberman in the 68. Daniel Walker, the 74, next to him. Bill Coy starting up on the front row in the 63, and he's got the one of Robbie Schaefer right there. So, about 12 laps. I'm pretty sure all 4 of these guys transfer through. Probably 1 car over the limit to go straight to the B main. And with them knowing they're going to transfer, these guys just want to get the laps in, get some practice on the track. It'll actually put a little more wear on the surface and make things a little more interesting. Daniel Walker making things real interesting as he's going to tip the car over down here. But your top 3 going to hang tough right here. Haberman's going to go for the lead. He's going after Schaefer. He got it down on the bottom. Schaefer through the middle. Coy back there is trying to just find a comfortable line to run. 9 laps to go. Yeah, usually they shut down their applications when the season starts. It's real hard to get into this one after week 1. There's quite a few other series. I know Dirt Slingers is wrapping up next Monday, and it'll take a couple weeks off, and they'll come back with some sprint cars. They got a new series going up in the Pro Late Models tomorrow night. You go dirtslingersracing.com or Dirt Slingers Racing League on Facebook and check them out. Right now we're coming around 6 to go. Haberman and Schaefer 1 and 2. Coy way back in third as Bill still not finding comfortable surroundings here in this tight little bull ring. Place race is a whole lot faster than it looks, I promise you. 4 laps to go. Haberman making easy work of the C main. That means you're going to start at the back of the B. No, I don't think there's a limit on any of the series. I think when the Dirt Slingers guys go back to 410, I think they're going to be A-class only. That's going to be June or July before they start that back up. On the 2 to go, coming to the white flag, Andrew Haberman, 2.77 seconds out in front of Robbie Schaefer and Bill Coy, but those 3 and Daniel Walker will be in the back of the B main here in just a moment. Haberman wins it. Schaefer was second. Coy was third. Walker started it, so he'll get to transfer. And we'll get ready to see our B main momentarily. All 5 cars were set to transfer as Josh Cox's name shows up for 15th in this one. But we'll take a quick look at our B main lineup. I think 11 cars transfer. Grease and Borst on the front row. Hinker and Bueller in row 2. Haynes and Watkins row 3. Mueller and Reuter row 4. Kennedy and Austin will make up row 5. Haberman and Schaefer will make up our 6th row. And our 7th row, Coy and Walker. Josh Cox will not start the B main tonight. Looks like John Borst maybe not starting the B main either. So he is the only car we're waiting on to roll these guys off. Then you should be fine. That Pro Late Model deal tomorrow night is open setups. You go over there to that website and get registered. Join, and then find the I55 series button and click it. They'll send you out an invite. They're going to process some apps here as soon as this race is over and send out some invites with some information. So be sure you jump over there, dirtslingersracing.com, and check them out. All right, Grease and Bueller going to kick us off in row number 1 here. And both those guys finished 4th in their respective heat races. Good look as the drivers start to roll by. Pace truck hard left. Right into the TV screen. Green flag, and cars are sideways. Cars are flipped over. As Joe Reuter is on his side, he will exit the track as the leaders go by. Hinker scored as the leader. I don't know how that's working out, but Grease was who I showed as the leader after the start. We'll see how. There we go. Now they're falling through. So it's going to be Grease and Bueller, Haynes, Austin Mueller, Watkins, Walker. Hinker is 7th. Now Walker's 8th. Kennedy 9th. And Schaefer in 10th. Haberman in the pits was scored as the 11th. We'll see how all that shakes out here in just a little bit. As Peyton Grease now somehow falls from 1st to 5th, 4th. As Bueller, Haynes, and Austin get around him. Probably found the fence, got the car out of shape. Oh, there's contact between Haynes and Bueller. They're both going to keep them righted. No cautions in these things. Chase Austin down the backstretch. He's going to come upon the slow car there of the 66. Jason Haynes. Laps clicking off, down to 6 to go. Cars piled all over the place. Looks like a demo derby, but with no cautions. They're going to let them run it out. Austin, Grease, and Bueller, 1, 2, 3. Eric Mueller, the 31, in 4th. Daniel Walker, Joey Kennedy, and Trevor Hinker. Hinker in front of Haynes as Haynes is back on track. Looks like he might go another lap down. Joe Reuter made it back on track. He's trying to pick up enough spots to transfer to the feature tonight. So we're down to 3 to go, and he moves into that 11th transfer spot. We'll get back to the front as this one is all over the track. But it is Chase Austin out in front, lap and a half to go in the B main. It's been a wild and woolly B main. Can't wait to see what the feature holds. As the white flag is out. And Austin right up along the fence, maybe a little too close that time. He'll win the B main. Peyton Grease will come home second. Then Ryan Bueller, Joey Kennedy, Eric Mueller, Daniel Walker, Trevor Hinker, Jason Haynes, Andrew Haberman, Joe Reuter, and it looks like Jerry Watkins 11th. Robbie Schaefer, Bill Coy, John Borst, and Josh Cox will round out the field. If the B main is an indication of what we'll see in our feature this evening, it is going to be wild and crazy. And I can't wait to see what the boys do. So we're going to see if they give them any time on the track. Looks like they are. So let's go pay a bill. We'll be right back. All right, back just in time for the practice session to end. We're going to put 30 laps on the board. It's going to be J.P. Scheider and Nick Cohan on the front row. Anthony DeBarro and Robert Lynn in row number 2. Then Garrett Boyd and Robert Mueller in row 3. Casey Miller, Terry Mustard, row 4. Josh Gerlach and Chase Austin in row number 5 as we get into our B-main transfers. Peyton Grease and Ryan Bueller in the 6th row. Joey Kennedy and Eric Mueller in row 7. Daniel Walker next to Trevor Hinker in row 8. Row 9, Jason Haynes and Andrew Haberman. Then Joe Reuter and Jerry Watkins in row number 10. Row 11, Robbie Schaefer and Bill Coy. And John Borst will start solo on the field. All 24 cars scheduled to start here. I guess the first time I've seen that in 360 competition. But more power to them. As we will get ready to roll away. Man, I think all that 5 car is missing is a big for sale sign on it. And it would be perfect as he moves over and Nick Cohan. No, Garrett Boyd, the 21 car, comes to the front to get the pole. Scheider will be beside him. Here comes Gerlach inside on DeBarro. Mustard will move alongside Cohan. And then Lynn and Miller back in the 4th row. There goes Robert Lynn. Lynn's going to move up. Miller's going to move up as he goes around. That's row 3 now. Mustard and Cohan in row 4. And then everybody behind that is pretty much the way that we aligned them up. We're going back to the front. One more time behind the pace truck. They will get everybody squared away. And we will get ready to go. Boyd and Scheiderer on the front row. Last week, little controversy between the 21 on the inside of the front row and the 27 on the outside of row number 2. So those guys starting in close proximity. We'll keep an eye on the 2 cars, but the green flag is underway. Let's get dirty. 30 laps around PRO Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series. 360 sprint cars from I55 Federated Auto Parts Speedway. And Scheiderer leads lap number 1. He looks to lead lap number 2 as Boyd is going to hang the left side of the car down in the tacky stuff right on the inside. Going to have to get that 21 car moving. The 27 is right alongside. DeBarro going to go by and take second. Boyd back to third. Caution. John Borst has an issue. The black 86 car. Cars up and down the hill. Borst gets into and gets turned around in front of Joe Reuter. There's your caution. As we will get ready. Line things back up. So it looks like Scheiderer is going to be on top. Then DeBarro, Boyd, Gerlach, Miller, Lynn, Mustard, Cohan, Bueller, and Austin. As it looks like maybe Eric Mueller's car already to the infield from some of that. We'll get back to the front. Looks like they are going to go single file as we get ready for the restart. Pace truck will head in. Green flag back in the air. Scheiderer got a great start. DeBarro in front of Boyd. And Gerlach trying to work the top side. He's trying to get around them both. Now DeBarro going to move up the hill. Gerlach was closing. Here comes Miller. Miller goes around the top side. He'll take 4th. He and Gerlach almost have contact. Move Boyd back to 5th. Everybody chasing Scheider, and he's a second and a half out in front. JP running away with this thing. He's coming out at 2. You can see the gap. There he goes. There comes second place. Scheider clicking the laps off pretty fast here. Last lap 11:52. So the track has slowed down about a second and a half. You're going to look and see 11:88 that time by. Gerlach got around tomorrow. So did Casey Miller while we were watching JP's lap times. So move tomorrow back to 4th. Boyd and Mustard side by side for 5th. Terry Mustard having a good run across the top. He's got some momentum up there on the very outside. Joe Reuter has crashed the 20 cars here. Overall points leader in this series. Not having, looks like he's going to get caught up in another one that had nothing to do with him. Robbie Schaefer got bumped to the left, and Reuter just happened to be there. So, not good, but we've seen worse. So, Scheiderer, Gerlach, Miller, DeBarro, Boyd, Mustard, Grease, Lynn, and Austin. And then Ryan Bueller and Nick Cohan in behind that. Bill Coy a lap down, dropping to the back. Robbie Schaefer, Eric Mueller out of the race. Everyone else, all 20 cars, still making laps. So only missing 3 right now. Hello, Tiny Dancer. Welcome to the party.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Trying to get drivers reorganized. They'll get them set up single file. The lights will go off on the pace truck. I think we're going green this time. Still 18 laps to go. Not quite halfway. Scheider, Gerlach, Miller, your top 3. Then DeBarro and Boyd, 4th and 5th. Back on the throttle. Green flag back in the air. Scheider with another great start. Gerlach went to the bottom. Miller's going to go to the top. He got a great run out of 2. He pulls alongside. Casey Miller going for it on the top side. Gerlach tried to get up there. Couldn't get there in time. Casey Miller goes to 2nd. Gerlach back to 3rd. And Mustard now around the outside. Goes by DeBarro. He's 4th. Here comes Peyton Grease, a 92 car. Up on the top. He goes in 3 wide. Keeps it in the middle. Lets Mustard have some space. So move Grease to the 5th spot. Boyd is 6th in behind that. DeBarro now has fallen to 7th. He's stuck on the bottom. He's going to let Chase Austin get by, and he might go to the top in the 8th position. Miller trying to reel in JP Scheiderer. Scheiderer
All right, man. Caution is out.
with caution once again. Out this time. Chase Austin, the 11 car. We were just talking about him passing DeBarro. He comes off the corner, clips the fence. Oh, yeah, clips the fence, collects Robert Lynn. Then Lynn gets a punt in the pants for no good reason. His car's destroyed. So we'll re-rack them. Scheider, Miller, Gerlach, Mustard, and Grease are the top 5. Then Boyd, DeBarro, Bueller, Mueller, Cohan, and Haberman look to be our top 10 right now, or top 11. Jason Haynes, 12th. Joey Kennedy, 13th. Daniel Walker, 14th. Jerry Watkins, 15th. John Bohr, 16th. Trevor Hinker, 17th. And Joe Reuter still making laps in 18th, the last running car on the track. Schaefer, Coy, Lynn, Austin, Mueller, and Cox all out of this one. We had just cleared the halfway point, 13 laps to go. Ready to go back green, and once again, Scheider with a fantastic launch. That time a big bounce going into one, gets the car out of shape. Here comes Casey Miller. Will we have a new leader out of turns 3 and 4? Scheider tried to slam the door, and Miller cut underneath. Miller leads the lap. 05 car to the point. He's got a run out of 2, car up in the fence in 3 and 4. Scheider slams the door, and he slams it right on the nose of the 5 car. So J.P. Scheider, he finds the fence. Josh Gerlach the second, Garrett Boyd up the third, Peyton Grease now hounding the 21 with the 92 car. He's going to go slider line.
All right, man.
Caution again on the speedway. Andrew Haberman, the 68 car. Next to Bueller, tries to cut underneath, goes to the bottom. Goes way inside, finds the fence with the left front. Then tips the car over up on the top side. He gets a little help getting it flipped back over. Then Bill Coy comes in and says, I like your right front. Can I get a really close look at that? So, we're going to go back to the front. Scheiderer, Gerlach, and Boyd, 1, 2, 3. Grease is fourth. DeBarro is fifth. Mueller, Cohan, Bueller, Kennedy, and Haynes are making up the top 10. We've only got 9 laps to go. So 9 circuits. As the lights off on the pace track, we're going to get ready to go back to green. Pace truck will make the hard left down here at turn number 4. Head to the infield. Scheider on the throttle. Gerlach and Boyd follow suit.
Green flag.
Grease didn't get quite as good a start, but he's right there through 1 and 2. Boyd trying to keep the car on the top side. You know it's coming. Here comes the big slider. Grease couldn't quite get there, and Boyd hangs on for the time being. Scheiderer half a second over Gerlach. Gerlach car was way out of shape. Here comes another slider for third. Boyd crosses underneath. Puts Grease back again. Can he keep the momentum down the backstretch this time? Tried the short slider and he never got the car there, so he'll have to regroup and try again in a couple of laps. He doesn't wait. He just goes for it there. Little right rear into the left front action. That may have hurt the 21 car. This time DeBarro's going to go to the top. He couldn't get there. He'll come up the hill. Boyd now hanging on as Grease gets the nose chopped off the 92 car. Almost 3 wide. Cohan is in the mix. Laps clicking off pretty quick. That time a lot of contact.
Caution is out.
I think Jerry Watkins dies a painful death in this one, the 11 car. Right there with Haberman. Right behind Hinker. Into the corner, up the hill. Yo, contact right rear, and he's just sideways. He didn't get the car turned over. Got it sideways, kept the throttle in it, and he is able to continue. We are down to just 3 laps to go here, folks. Things getting a little intense at the front. The driver's starting to find right rears and push with the front bumpers, and only a couple of cars that don't have much damage, and they're running 1-2. Push bar in the front of the 21's pushed in, so is the 92. 27 as well. I can't tell if the 21 of Cohan has any damage or not. It looks like it's bent a little bit. So, you know, in your front 5, you got 2 or 3 drivers that have been doing a little bumping and grinding. So we'll get ready to go back to green with 3 laps to go. Scheiderer, Gerlach, Boyd, Grease, and DeBarro 1 through 5. Start at the front. Scheiderer got a good one, so did Gerlach. Behind that, pretty intense. We're watching 3rd and 4th right here. Grease going after Boyd once again. This time, he didn't care about the door being shut. He just went at him. And caution as Josh Gerlach crash? No, J.P. Scheiderer. I might be off on that. I don't know. Well, that is not who it's going to be. We'll see if it's Nick Cohan. Oh, he had DeBarro touch right there. Then he gets turned around. He lost his momentum. That is who it was. And a parking lot right there out of turn number 4. So not good. As we go back to the front, final lap. It is still Shiner, Gerlach, Boyd, and Grease. Put us back out. Green, white, checker. Not going to be our final lap. We are going to get the 2 to go signal. Top 3 haven't changed. We'll see what happens when we get the restart here. Scheiderer going to get us going at the front. He's on the throttle. Green flag back in the air. White flag right there with it. Boyd went to the middle. I think that might have been a mistake. Could be his undoing. He goes in. He's going to come up the hill. He didn't get there, and he gives up third. Scheiderer wins it. Gerlach second. Grease was third. Then Boyd and DeBarro. Good battle for third. And a mistake on that restart. He didn't stay on the top. And you got to watch those guys that rip the lip. They are really strong up there. With J.P. Scheiderer picking up another one. Josh Gerlach and Peyton Grease. So we'll wait for the drivers to show up. Peyton is already in chat. We'll move him to the waiting room. We'll get old girly man to go in there too. And we'll wait for Scheiderer. But we'll get Peyton Grease in here. We'll chat with him, our third place finisher tonight. Peyton, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, you had to work hard to get around Garrett Boyd there at the end, and then he opens it up on the restart. How surprised were you that happened?
Yeah, you can tell you went for second there, and you just can't run the bottom here. They just got it one lane around the top, and honestly, the only way you can pass somebody was short sliders and stuff, and definitely a lot of right rears were getting thrown, and I had a couple sliders that were just absolutely god awful and got into people, and I tried to brake and just pinch myself back down in the slick, but it was already too late. I was already committed, and just don't really feel really good about that, and don't feel that good about running third racing like that, but kind of what the track dealt us tonight, and just hopefully next week's a little bit better.
Well, a great run and a podium anywhere is something to definitely be proud of. I'm sure we've got a few sponsors that you'd like to thank for the hot ride this evening.
Yeah, just everyone that's watching at home, Pro putting on the league, CSI Shocks, dialed in again, once again, Bush's Chickens on the car, Hopstock Guzzlers, just for you putting this on, and we're just, hopefully it's a little bit cleaner next week and don't have to drive over your head.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you back on track real soon, buddy.
All right.
Peyton Grease is going to finish in third. We will get ready to move on to our second place driver here. I give this guy a lot of grief when he comes in here. And I am going to be just the same again tonight when we talk to the girly man, Josh Gerlach. Where you at, buddy?
Hey, Roger. How's it going?
It is going pretty good, man. Yeah, heck of a run there. You worked hard to get up to second place. And I don't know if on that last restart if you had a shot to try to go after the 5, but, man, he was getting great launches on you.
Yeah, he was doing a great job, and we were just talking about that too. I don't think that probably had much for him there. Track was way more slicked up than we were anticipating, and it was definitely a good night to draw uphill in the redraw up front because yeah, it was going to be tough to come through the field.
Yeah, how tough were the conditions? Because it looked like that track went bottom to top slick.
That was it, basically. Yeah, there was some grip there early on, but it went away super fast. And this was only my second time racing here. We ran a Thursday night midget series that raced way differently than it did tonight. So, I mean, yeah, probably about 10 laps into the race, it was just try to keep it on the fence, but not get into the fence, because you saw what happens when you do that. But yeah, a little luck tonight. I'll take it though.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless. Should help you in the overall points, man. I'm sure you got a few shout-outs, and tell us who's on the car.
I do. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to shout out alwaysraceday.com and Always Race Day on all the social media channels there. I say it every week, but if you're looking for news on NASCAR, sprint cars, all that, Always Race Day has it there. Netcode Esports, netcodeesports.com, and the boys over at Dizzy Motorsports. It's fun racing against them, and hopefully in the late models next week we see a little more patience and some respect. I saw some pretty suspect moves behind us, so hopefully that's behind us now, and we can have a good week next week.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations on a great run, and I look forward to seeing you in the late models next week.
Thanks a lot, Roger. I appreciate it.
Josh Gerlach, he runs second tonight. And now we can move on to a guy that apparently I don't slaughter his name when I say it. JP Shatter, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, a great run tonight, man. You class of the field. Every restart was perfect, and you kind of ran away and hid from these guys. How was the track this evening?
The track kind of played in my favor a bit. I liked it a lot. I'm a man of few words, so I don't really know what to say here.
Well, an awesome run. The paint on the car looks like you either just grabbed it out of the junkyard or you're ready to get rid of it. The only thing it's missing is a for sale sign. Where did that come from?
I don't know, really. I just doing it as a joke, and I kind of like it, so I think I'm going to keep it.
Well, it won the race tonight, man, so I think I would at least give it another shot. You got some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you go celebrate a great victory this evening?
Yeah, first of all, my dad, Tyler Hessen, Jacob Hessen, and Sam Jackson's Auto Bodies, and Collins Hauling and Trucking, and everyone who puts on this league, and you, Roger, for broadcasting tonight.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great win, and I look forward to seeing you on the track very soon, sir.
You too.
All right, JP Scheider wins this evening. Let's look at the official results. Scheider wins it. Gerlach was second. Grease in third. Boyd comes home fourth. DeBarro fifth. Kennedy sixth. Seventh went to John Borst. Eighth, Walker. Haberman in 9th. Watkins in 10th. Bueller was 11th. Hinker 12th. 13th to Jason Haynes. Joe Reuter in 14th. Bill Coy 15th. 16th was Robert Mueller. Nick Cohan in 17th. Chase Austin 18th. 19th, Casey Miller. So your points leader, 19th tonight. That should shake things up at the top, and we'll see if Joe Reuter comes away with the points lead for in 2 weeks. Terry Mustard was 20th, 21st to Robert Lynn, Robbie Schaefer in 22nd, Eric Mueller 23rd, and Josh Cox rounded out the field. So another Tuesday night in the books. Guys, always appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for being here. We know you can watch this stuff anywhere, but you choose to watch it at the Dirt Racing Network, and it is greatly appreciated. Don't forget about tomorrow night. 2 shows, 8 o'clock Eastern. General Tires Winter Nationals season finale, season number 5. They will be wrapping that up at Knoxville. Dominic Santino will have the call. And then either Dominic or myself will have the call for the 9:30 show. That is the Lucas Smith Chrysler Center's I55 weekly show, Pro Late Models, round number 1 of 10. We'll kick off a new season there. A lot of cash and prizes for those guys in that series, so be sure you check that out as they'll be right back here at I-55. Until we see you the next time, guys, thank you once again.